That's awesome. Why not, right? More longevity in the game and, well, more fun. Plus, you can customize it to your own needs. But let's create a character real quick. Let's go male. We have our human, elf, dwarf, orc, and what I really love, troll. We'll show you how cool this troll looks in just a second. Wait for it. Oh, look at that guy. And if you give him your own, he gets a cool leather jacket. But that's neither here nor there. Each race has their own little pros and cons. As you can see right down here, all humans have a karma score to the game, to the start, and their maximum stats are, well, about average across the board at 9. Whereas the elf will have a little bit more in quickness and charisma, which is actually good because none of the other ones suffer from that. But as you move on more and more, you notice that, well, that 6 charisma and intelligence on the troll maybe isn't exactly what the +1 body and strength will do for you. So it kind of depends. Do you want to min-max the stats, or do you want to just roleplay and have a good time? Well, I like to smash things, so I kind of went with the troll, because look how cool he looks. And you can choose one of your own classes right off the bat, like the Street Samurai, who is both a close and long-range combat specialist. He also has key specializations in any weapon possible instead of having one specific one, and his key attributes are body and strength, or quickness, depending on how you play him. We also have the Mage, which is a spellcaster, which is really cool because not only do you have spellcasting, but you also have people like deckers who use robots and other cybernetic means. We also have the Shaman to round out the bout, and Riggers. Riggers are really cool. They kind of, from what I've seen, they have like robotic pets, kind of similar to you can find in some of the magic users. And then also the Physical Adept, which seems to be kind of like a caster, could be a fighter to some extent, somewhere in the middle, but a buffer to a lot of extents, or someone that can actually take down stats on the enemies. Either way, you can customize your person to however you want, giving them different hairstyles, giving them different skin tones, or with trolls I can do different. Why not, right? Let's actually choose, there we go, that is the bee's knees. You can also change your portrait to reflect. If you have the lock on, it'll actually try and reflect a little bit in your character on what the guy actually looks like. But you can actually go ahead and change him as you want. I always thought this guy was hilarious. And you know what? Let's go with this guy. No, that guy's hilarious. We got to go with that. So we'll start it out. The nice thing too is you can always go with no class and completely distribute all the stats that you want. That's actually what I ended up doing for my first time as well. You also get karma points. These karma points, like we said with the human, are extra little skill points that we can use to buff our character a little bit further. So we'll have body, which will determine our physical damage along with our overall health and hit point increase by 10 each point. Quickness will have a lot to do with guns and ranged combat. Strength will have a lot to do with throwing items and also melee. You can see unarmed and melee weapons, close combat, etc. Intelligence will have a lot to do with decking and rigging, which will come in handy with going into the different stuff here. I really like a lot of this. I recommend this. The drone control I haven't gone into a whole lot, but it seems like robotic pets. Willpower will have magic attacks, also the chance to be hit by magical attacks. Charisma can do stuff like controlling spirits with the shamanism and also conjuring spells. Haven't used it a whole lot. And etiquette. Etiquette's going to be really nice because every time you hit one of these diamonds and points, you can actually choose an etiquette. And you get special options when you're speaking with that type of group and the conjuring stuff down here. But you know what? For now, how about we'll drop our 5 points into a little bit more quickness. That'll help us with our guns. Alright, who do we want? Let's do indie scene guy, because I'm creative. Alright, so that could take as long as you want or as short as you want. You can pick out a character right already made, or like me when I was streaming it, I went through and I read everything and I went through it, and I understand it now, but it's a lot of fun. It's all what you make of it. At the moment, though, we're down and out. We're in our apartment at 3 o'clock. Nothing's going right for us. We're in a rundown shanty of this apartment, and, well, something needs to change, and soon. Alright. Yep, there we are. Look how awesome we look. And we can kind of look about. What do we have here? Let's see. Alright, a slip of paper with your bank balance. Enough to cover you through the end of the week. Oh, well, that's okay. Your notebook, calendars, contacts, that kind of thing. View your list of contacts. The list is sad and dried up. Dead, missing, dead, probably in a gutter somewhere. Dead, retired, or dead. The list goes on. All either dead ends or just plain dead. We can view our personal calendar. It's empty. Nothing to do. Okay. So we have plenty of time to contemplate on all our dead friends. Oh, hey, a VidPhone. Yay, VidPhone. People love us. At least some of our friends are alive. The screen leaps to life, making you squint against its brightness. The face on the screen is laughing. Sam Watts. Hey, buddy. Hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. He giggles. He's drunk again. Or worse. And don't worry, I won't be reading the whole thing. I, one, don't want you to deal with my bad voices. And two, I want you to see this through itself. But, let's see, we can choose different things. Hey, you're zoned. Another giggle. Oh, don't bother with your side of the conversation. I'm not really here. Just one reason for this vid. Someone finally geeked me. I'm dead. I probably had it coming. So what we find out is that our good friend Sam Watts, well, he's dead. We're not really quite sure why, and we're going to learn a little bit about who he is and why we should care in just a moment. But a lot of what the campaign is for the first couple hours especially is getting your bearing on what's going on and trying to hunt down your buddies, your friend, your co-worker's killer. All right, so this is 3 years ago, and we can talk to Sungoma. All right. Sungoma is an urban shaman who proved her worth during a run against Fuji last fall. She's a quiet type, an experienced runner. Runners are the kind of the little mercs, I guess, the mercenaries, the people that do these kind of jobs. Round the open here, indie scene guy. Your name sucks, indie scene guy. Late for another appointment, Sungoma? Sarcasm doesn't suit you. Let's wait another 5. What's nice about this is I can choose what happens. I get to talk to people. I get to choose different things. They'll have different witty comments. Sometimes it affects something. Sometimes it's just flavor text. Either way, it's a lot of fun. It really shows you that the roots of a tabletop RPG where friends would all gather around and talk to each other, and you would role play as much as you wanted or as little as you wanted. And you have your dungeon master or your person running the game as the game or the code or the campaign kind of leading you along. You've been running with New Larry for about 6 months now. He's a combat mage with a bad tattoo and a bad attitude. He knew Dode almost as well as you did. Dode. Never saw anybody like that die. Like that idiot. Okay, I screwed that up. But our good friend Dode, we were running a mission, and, well, Dode's dead. He shakes his head. I hate this fragging city, indie scene guy. It's wet, and the rain feels like acid. I want out of here. Well, we wait for the money, New Larry. Yeah, sure, of course. I'll wait all night if I have to. I don't know, indie scene guy. Sam is a good guy, and you can hold his own in a fight, but he's been hitting the bottle pretty good lately. Never on a run, so far. But he needs watching. He shakes his head. That run went sideways 9 ways to Sunday. Now the fixer is late. What do you think we should do? I don't know, I'm not the brains of this operation, but I'm thinking we slot and run. The money's just not worth... What happened to Dode? Cut the dreck, Sam. We both know why Dode went down, and it wasn't the fixer or some other paranoid chip dream of yours. Sam smiles a toothy smile. I've been waiting for this all night. New Larry has something he wants to say, don't you, Larry? Go ahead, spill it. You was sloppy. He laughs. Sloppy? You think I was sloppy? You've been twitchy all day, son. Look at your hands. They're shaking. That true, Sam? Did you miss a beat back there? No, indie guy. I didn't miss a beat. I was on my game the whole time. Remember? I was on point. New Larry was supposed to cover Dode. Something dawns on him. He leans into New Larry, amused and dangerous. We were set up, and he knows it, don't you, Larry? What was that call you made right before we hit Renraku? How come you couldn't geek that guy before he unloaded on Dode? I've seen you fling a lightning bolt, son. He should have been burnt toast before his gun cleared the holster. New Larry checks his watch, licks his lips, looks over your shoulder at the darkness. He's looking for someone, and it's not the fixer. And you find out, well, he set you up. We've got incoming, and we're going to get into the fight. The combat in this game is a lot of fun. It's very reminiscent of old school games, or what a new one for a lot of you that haven't gone back into those type of games. It's going to be a turn-based game similar to, yep, XCOM. XCOM Enemy Unknown, one of the really nice, fun new games. Not only do you get action points, so each turn you can see up in the top here, or they'll actually put it right, okay, 1 action point. Let's move. We're going to get undercover. You can see the action points here, and I'm not used to this portrait. And also when we're around or clicking on something, how many action points. So like right down here, reloading, or 1 point for the bullet. You can do different abilities here, which we don't have any right now. We can also switch through our different weapons. They start you out with a lot for back then, because, you know, back then you were all geared out and you hadn't fallen on the hard times yet. So let's shoot New Larry. You can see he's wounded. You can also see our accuracy and how much cover he has. He has half cover, so he's easier to hit, whereas our friend here has full cover. It's going to make him really hard to hit. Shotgun! So we only did weak damage. We only did about half damage. We normally should have done about 12, but that's okay. Also, we have Sangoma, our Shamanist. We can use an aim shot, which will do about 10 damage. We has a 19 range, and it'll use 1 ammo. It has a 3 turn cooldown. So it's going to increase our accuracy and use 1 bullet. So this a lot of times is something good to use if it's actually going to be something that you're working on for a shot. The nice thing too is you can see the accuracy here changing as you switch over to it. So the game actually makes everything really easy for you to do. Yeah, eat it, Larry. He had that coming indeed. The game takes out all the extra stuff that you would have to do way back in the game when these games were a little bit more popular. Oh, come on. We got to hit him for full. Come on, troll man. Oh, God. We're doing terrible. And it adds, okay, so how much accuracy? 99% chance. So I don't need to use anything. But what I can do is spray and pray, which has 2 attacks with less chance for a critical, but it may hit adjacent characters. So we're not going to do that. We're going to wait and just use our regular semi-auto. 9 damage isn't bad. There we go. A kill. Very nice. Also, let's see. We could use one of our abilities. We could increase a friendly target's AP for 1, or by 1 for 2 rounds, which is actually very helpful. Pretty much increasing you by 50%. And then we could also use the bear totem. The totem of the bear heals all friends within 3 spaces of the damage from the most recent attack. So by using that properly, you can actually heal yourself quite a bit of damage. But for right now, just going to use our AK, our assault rifle, which are really nice because they rarely use a lot of ammo, and they actually have really good accuracy, as you saw. Ammo is a big thing. Our buddy Sam here, which you can switch in between, already has almost no ammo left in his gun. We could switch it, but I mean, You can see each time we fire, it's going to take up the amount of yellow, and once the whole diagram's gone or hollow, we're out of ammo. So let's go over here. It's actually not very good cover. You know what? Let's spray and pray. Oh, you know what? Quadruple weak attacks, but still, you know what? I'm going to take that. Okay, we are out of ammo in our gun right now, and it would take 1 to reload, so let's switch over to our pistol. 83% for 6 damage, not bad. Now you can see we can move outside too. This is a full run movement though, and it's going to take 2 points. So at no time through the game should you have a time where it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. The game makes it relatively obvious once you put some time into the game. All right. Oh, don't throw a grenade. Ow! What a jerk. And we're going to be introduced into one of our new character types pretty soon. They have a shaman. They have a cave troll. And yes, shamans summon these things. And you can see him kind of flitting in and out of our vision, thank goodness, because it's our line of sight. If we don't have proper line of sight, we won't be able to see anything. So, you know what? Let's switch back to our shotgun. We're going to reload. There's also shortcut keys, too, that you can use, but I tend to just click them that way. You have an idea of what I'm doing, because if I'm hitting keys on my keyboard and you can't see it, then, you know, there's kind of defeats some of the purpose. Yeah, we have a shotgun. Cool. There we go. It doesn't matter if it's weak, if it hits. Boom! Nice hit. Thank you, shotgun. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to run over here. This is going to put us in danger, but I'm going to show off the heal, the bear totem. So you can see the area it's going to actually work. Oh, yeah. Boom! That's actually a decent amount of health back, which I'm going to immediately lose. Once again, not having cover makes big differences. You need to make sure you're almost always in cover, if at all possible. All right, so let's see. Frag grenade takes 2. Let's shoot you in the face. Oh man, we are doing terrible with that shotgun. You know what? Let's switch back to our submachine gun. Reload it. We're gonna hold our ground because we're an idiot. Just fire. Oop, that was okay. Let's go here for full cover. Someone smart in the group. The shaman's too far away. If I kill the shaman, I'll actually, the shaman's summoning or conjured beast will actually go away too. So that's actually very useful to use strategy, unlike right now, because it's gonna help you in the game. Yeah, buddy. All right. And you know what? Let's reload. Probably should have actually switched over, but I'll 51%. That's gosh darn awful. All right, 12 damage. That is pretty darn good. I like it. And 47%. Oh, the Hail Mary. Sangoma lowers the guns. Eyes Sam. You okay, Sam? Sam's breathing is heavy, and he looks shaken. That was a hell of a thing. Did good, Sam. You're born for this gig, indie scene guy. Me, not so much. I think I'm going to hang it up. Find a nice brothel somewhere. Stay drunk until it croak. Also, indie scene guy, please change your name. It's awful. What about you? And now we can decide what the different things. Mostly from what I can tell, this is just a flavor text. Let's see. Me, I do this. It's the only life I know. Well, you're a dumbass, and I'll drink to you when you're dead. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to outlast you. Guess you can drink to me. So we go back to our present, and that's kind of a nice, okay, that's Sam. That's who Sam was. That's what we have in common or our past together. So now we can decide, well, if we care about Sam. Well, I had you back that night, didn't I? Now I'm asking myself, common some care if I die. Who would give a rat's ass? Better or worse, your name is at the top of the list. Maybe it's the only name on the list. So I set up a dead man switch to send you this call. Got 100,000 million insurance policy. And pretty much that is going to be our currency. And there is something in his head, a dead man switch, that as soon as he dies, it sends this message. And we take the job, of course, because, well, lots of money, or because, well, it's our friend, our coworker, well, it's our past. So we go off on a crazy adventure to find out who killed him, why, if you care, and then also we got to kill that person because, well, that's what revenge stories are all about. We end up in the Dead Man Switch area, or chapter for this matter, and we're going to talk to the coroner. So not only is there a lot of text in the game, but there's a decent amount of combat too. There's actually another fight in about, I would say about 10-15 minutes, depending on how much of the text you read. The nice thing is you can read as much of the text as you want, or you can kind of fly through it. See, like right here, it's just talking about him, who he is, a little bit about him, and kind of get to know the character right off the bat. Since this is mostly a text-based game, there is not going to be any full-motion video sequence introducing this character. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do you, sir? Yes, so see, all my voices are pretty much the same. So we find out that he is the coroner of the Organ Grinders branch manager. There's actually no real coroner or official thing. There's just kind of chop shops for body parts. And we can decide to kind of tell him about why we're here. We can be kind of aloof, and there's different roles and checks that we can go. So depending on what stats we have and if we have certain skills, we can kind of get our way through certain things one way or the other, or we can be an arse and try and bully people with a good strength, or we can just get dumb luck sometimes. Anyways, here's our good friend, Sam. And he mentions that he's the second Emerald City Ripper victim. Alright, so the plot thickens a little bit, and there's a Jack the Ripper type of person thing. You're not really sure because these are called metahumans, the dwarf and our troll, compared to our regular humans. So you have a little bit of a kind of a sci-fi, a cyberpunk, a little bit of a fantasy, and then the old school RPG tabletop stuff going on. All kinds of stuff mashed into one. That's a lot of fun. Like I said, if you're not someone that really likes reading, you can skip through it and get the gist of it like you would in any like MMO game with quests, or you can dive into this and do all the side quests, all the extra stuff, and really find out about this rich environment and world. And, well, of course, loot stuff, because that's what I like doing. And, I mean, shoot, if none of that sounds good, well, the game's really cheaply priced. It's well done. They're not charging, a nice $60 price tag like most games will. And you're actually going to be able to have a lot of fun in combat. The combat is not a really fast and high intense situation, but it's highly strategic, which is a lot of fun for me. I really love those strategy role-playing games. So if you're interested in supporting Shadowrun Returns and Harebrained Schemes, please check out the information in the video description below. And for more indie preview and review goodness, check out youtube.com/Pixabite, the home of everything indie. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day. Oh yeah, let's look at his credit stick. Take it. Yay! Free money off our dead friend. I'm a scumbag.